All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're back up here. We're at the dealerships. Nighttime is when I like being up here. We are talking used cars today. Is buying used a good idea today? 2024, 2025 technically in like a couple of weeks. Is buying used today a smart buy? Is it a good deal to do? Well, we got a few used cars here that we can talk about and we're going to think about it. But what's different now than what we've had to deal with in the past when it comes to used cars? Okay, where is the line? What has happened here? Now, there were some big changes, like the fact that Carfax came along. Remember when Carfax got here, how amazing that was, that we could actually truly see if a vehicle's been in an accident, if it's been damaged anyway, if anything's ever happened to it. We could look that info up. We could find out how many owners it had, if it was owned by a rental company like Enterprise, if it was, titled in Canada and then brought over to the US and converted. We can see all of that kind of stuff now today, and that's a beautiful thing, makes it a lot better. But there's some things that are hidden. There's also some financial concerns that we got to take into consideration. So when you're looking at it and you're thinking about buying it, okay, like this, for example, you're going to buy this used, okay, sports car. Doesn't matter what motor's in it, whatever the case is, sports car. You will notice something is considered, it's the same on every used car. As is no warranty, okay? As is no warranty. It's going to be on pretty much every one of them, unless it is a CPO. CPO stands for Certified Pre-Owned, and those have to be certified by the dealer. Here, see, as is no warranty, not dealer warranty, okay? Now, if it was a used Ford vehicle, or for example, I know Nissan's really well. I don't play in the used world, okay? But I know that Nissan, when you buy one, they have a Nissan certified pre-owned deals, and they give you up to 100,000 mile, 7-year, 100,000 mile warranty on them. It's powertrain basically warranty, but they give it to you, and that's a great thing if it's a certified pre-owned. So there are some options there, but here we're seeing a lot. You'll see this a lot, okay? As is, no warranty. Okay, look at these trucks, these vehicles. These are not cheap. Okay, these are not cheap vehicles, and they are all saying the same thing here. As is, no warranty. Okay, so that is one huge factor. If you're buying used, you have no warranty. People in the comments, they like to chime in. Remember, I read every single comment, so I pay attention to stuff. It's like a community. I like being part of it, and I pay attention to everything. A lot of people say, let somebody else take the hit for you. Let them take the hit, and you hear that. Okay, well, yeah, maybe they're taking a hit on it, and you buy it used, but when you have no warranty, that hit sucks. Okay, it's kind of a bummer. The other one is they say, let somebody else take it and get through all the initial bugs worked out of it, and then when you buy it, it'll be perfect. Have you ever seen it? How many people sell a vehicle because it's perfect? Okay, what's the percentage of that? Most people are selling a vehicle today because they don't want it anymore, or because it's been a lot of problems. So again, is that hit worth it? You got to take that into consideration. There are bigger ones. Before we get into those bigger ones, and a couple of things that today that make it so hard to determine today, let's talk about one that's pretty easy to understand. Finance rates, okay? Finance rates are a huge one. Just because you think that, well, look, I'm going to save money if I were to buy this Explorer new for $48,000, but I can get it as a 2-year-old one and get it for $40,000, you think you're doing well. But if you got to finance that $40,000, you got to understand that the interest rates, you might be able to buy this new for $48,000 with 0% or 1.9%, where if you buy it for 40 grand, 2 years later, you might be paying 12% or 9%, okay, in the used car world. Interest rates in used cars are much higher than new cars. They do that on purpose, okay? They know that the people buying used cars often don't have the money or are not willing to spend the money as a new car is, and they penalize you for that. Okay, you get a higher interest rate. Plus, they know that the value of the used vehicle is much less than the value of the new vehicle, and everybody wants their money. Okay, everybody wants their money. So they're like, look, he's not financing as much. We can't make as much interest on him because he bought it used. So let's raise the interest up so that we get more money from him because of the fact that he's buying it used and it's not costing as much money. It's how they do things. It's the way the world works today. It's all about money, and they're no different. There's a money grab involved in this 100% without fail, and the interest rates are one of them. So when you buy used, you will pay a much higher interest rate than if you were to buy it new. There's no getting around that. Now, what about the quality of these, or how they've been treated? Carfax can tell you a lot, but it cannot tell you everything. Again, here we have a sports car, okay? People that buy this one, and it gets worse the more sports they are, okay? This is just an STX. It's just got the 3.6 in it. This is not a true, the people who buy this are probably not drag racing it, but had it been, and it had been run through, this thing being raced all the time, you never know what kind of condition it's in, what it's been through. What about this over here? Most likely, this vehicle here was probably owned by somebody who's, based on his stereotypes, this is probably somebody in their 50s, 60s, 70s, maybe even. They take care of it. They brought it in for every service thing. They did it by the book. They take, this is probably a good buy. What about this? This F-150 here, look how nice and clean and shiny it is. Yeah, that looks great. It is probably good. Notice it also has mud tires on it. What does mud tires tell you? Who puts mud tires on a truck? People that go in the dirt and they off-road it. They take it through the woods and they do stuff with it. Okay, look at this. Look at how balded out this back mud tire is. Notice this. Look at how bald this back tire is. Let's go up here to the front. Look at how much tread is on the front one. I know you can't see that real well, and I don't have my flashlight on me. See if it's better on the other side. But this is interesting, okay? Look at the amount of tread on the front of this through the middle. See all that tread? Okay? On a mud tire. Let's go back here. Look at how bald this one is. Okay, notice this. Okay, now I didn't see this before I got here. We're noticing it together right now. Notice how bald the back one is in the center. And how this one is in the front. This is very important that you understand this. What does this tell us? This has a lot to say about this truck. And I'm not picking on it, I'm just saying. So what do we know? Let's analyze that for a second. Let's put our heads together and think about this truck and its life, okay? One, we know that the tires are probably not rotated rotated enough, okay? Maybe, could be a stretch, could say that. Say he neglects maintenance, possibly. But there's a much bigger thing here. How do you have tires in the front with massive traction or tread life and tires in the back that are completely bald? What causes that? Where does that come from? Spinning the tires. Spinning the tires, doing burnouts, around the corner, spinning the tires nonstop. That's what does that. It's the only thing that does that. So this truck shows us that whoever owned it, couple of things. One, put mud tires on it, which means they probably took it out in the dirt a lot. Otherwise, why would you go through the trouble of putting mud tires on it? So most likely this truck was run off-road pretty good. Look at the mud and the dirt that's still caked into this. Okay, and now don't get me wrong, I take my truck off-road all the time too. I'm also a stickler for maintenance. It's a whole different world. But this one here, who knows? Okay, I mean, you can see it's been definitely off-roaded quite a bit. Okay, you can see it in there on the stuff in here. They cleaned it as best they can, but you can see it. It goes off-road. This tells us this truck's been abused. Right here, it tells us this truck has been abused by the owner. Squealing tires, doing burnouts, showing off, playing games, probably a younger kid, because an adult that's got common sense would not do this to a truck because they understand the cost factor of this. Okay, daddy's money probably paid for these, so he doesn't care. But point being is that we can learn just by looking at this, that this truck has been rode pretty hard. You see what I'm getting at? You don't know that. Carfax can't tell you that. You don't know that until you get here and you see it. So nice bonus. I did not know that was there. I did not see that. All I did was pull in here. I had no idea until we just got to this. But you see what I'm getting at here. We don't know the condition in the life that the vehicle has been through. We don't know what its previous owner has done to it. We don't understand things. When I got rid of my Tacoma and traded my Tacoma, and I forgot to tell them and called them and told them, I said, hey, there's an ARB relocator that's relocated up in the rear tail behind the driver's side tail light. It comes right up through there and does that. I forgot to tell you guys that when you got it. And he said, I said, right, well, appreciate that. Thanks for letting us know. We want to change that out. We're going to put the stock one back on. We want it to be stock for them. So that's the reason I'm telling you. I said, normally I sell my vehicles privately and I inform them, I talk to these guys. They know what's been done. If I do anything or mods to my vehicles, they know about them. And I forgot to mention it. He said, we appreciate it. We will switch that over. And they did it themselves. They didn't charge me nothing. It's theirs. It's their truck. But they appreciate it. Most people aren't going to do that. We don't know what's been done or not done to this. So when you buy used, those are things that you got to have concerns of. Yes, you can take it to a mechanic. Yes, he can plug his scan tool in and he can check it and say that everything is all good diagnostically and it works. This tells you more about the life of this truck than that scan tool does and how this truck has been used. Okay, those are things that we don't get to see and understand, that we don't know. Then we have the other big one, okay, the big one that I've been waiting to tell you about. The maintenance schedules today. We live in a time where the manufacturers tell us 10,000 mile oil changes are common, or are average, okay? I think Chevy's is 7,500. Some vary. Toyota's 10,000. A lot of them are 10,000 mile oil changes. 10,000 mile oil changes suck, but even if a 10,000 mile oil change is there, how many... See, people that watch this show are usually pretty legit people and pretty into this stuff. So you guys probably don't qualify, but you probably know people that don't change your oil every 10,000. Okay, they're supposed to change it at 10,000, and then a light comes on and they let it go and it says change oil soon, and they let it go and say I'll get to it. Then it says change oil or oil change required, and they just keep letting it go, and next thing you know it's 12,500, 13,000. They get around to do it. Or worse yet, it is a leased vehicle or a leased vehicle, and they don't even care because they know it's not theirs, and they're like, I'm not changing oil. It's $100 to change oil in this. There ain't no way I'm doing that. No, we'll let it go, okay? It says it needs it at 10,000 miles. It can go to 15,000. We're just fine. On your first oil change, 15,000 miles. On the first oil change, some not getting it till 20, okay? That's the kind of stuff that we're dealing with. The dealership does not care about any of that kind of things. To them, to the dealership, these are just little products, just little pawns, and they're little pixie sticks in a game. They don't matter because they get to do this. As is no warranty. So buying used today, I'm not a fan. Okay, it was different. When you bought a vehicle from somebody, again, I'm selling my 4Runner myself. Why? Because there's people out there that appreciate that, and they want to know the story of it. They want to know the life of it. They want to know if it's been through this kind of stuff. They want to know everything about it, and I'm there to tell them and show them and have the documents, and I have the paperwork, and I have the receipts, and I have everything for them. There's a lot of power in that today. That's buying a used vehicle the right way. Coming onto a lot like this today, you're rolling the dice as far as I'm concerned. And when you take the interest rates in it, is it really a good deal? And no warranty. That's your call to make, not mine. It's not mine. Now, where I will say used is fantastic. Used is fantastic for not this, not this, not this, not that. Used is fantastic for vehicles that are going to be 10 years old, 12 years old, that are going to have 80, 100,000 miles on them, something that you're going to get for 5 grand, 10 grand, 12 grand, 15 grand. That's the kind of stuff where used comes in, because it's already so far gone, but you gain the benefits of the actual vehicle, but it's already past all of that stuff. Buying something that's 1 or 2 years old used, in my opinion, not the best thing. Maybe 1, 2, or even 3, 4, 5 years old, I'm not a fan myself. Maybe it works for you, but it is my job as a content creator to give you stuff to let it roll around in your head so you can think about the reality of it. In my opinion, used today doesn't have the value in my book as what new does. And these prices are set. There is only one of this truck in the world. Okay, this particular truck, there's only one, maybe a couple of them, but there's only one. I cannot do a comparison of apples to apples with this and work dealerships against each other. If I want this truck in this color with this many miles, if I want this one or similar, I'm stuck with what the dealer has. This dealership only has one of these like this here. Okay, and they know somebody will buy it. And they will not negotiate or deal on it very well. It is what it is. This is money for them. Regardless of the fact that they screwed the owner out by probably $4 grand, they gave him $4,000 less for his vehicle so they can turn around and sell it on here for $4,000. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's how trade-ins work, and that's how things go. But the point is, he's not going to negotiate this as much as you think he is. Where I could simply go right over here to the new stuff, and I can compare apples to apples on anything over here that's new. I can take this right here even. I can take this and I can find this exact vehicle in the exact same color on 25 different dealerships within 500 miles of me, and then I can call each one of them and work them against them, and I can take the price of this down $8,000 and get a smoking deal on it. I can't do that with this, and I can't do that with this, and I can't do that with that, and I can't do that with that. So That's my food for thought for you on the used world. Don't get mad at me. You do whatever you want. If you're somebody who buys used all the time, more power to you. I cannot tell you what to do with your money, and I will never fault you for what you do with your money, and I will never tell you made a bad decision with your money. All I can do is tell you what I do with mine. And in my world, new matters. But I'm grateful people buy used, because in another year, this one's going to be up for sale used. Look, it's dirty. Yeah, but no, this thing is meticulously maintained. This thing is babied and pampered and that kind of stuff. Before I sell it, I will put new shocks on it, and so that the shocks are good. I don't beat it hard. It's just, like I said, it's a tool. It works, but I take very, very good care of it. So whoever does buy it will get a nice vehicle. That's usually not the case in the used world. So food for thought. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching.